G'day fellas and welcome to Patch Review. Today we are taking a look at the brand new patch that's happening. It's dropping right now, December 4, and we're hoping that this is going to be the patch that nerfs quite a few things. Now, with me today, obviously there's me, but we've also got Twitch chat. Now, you can't see Twitch chat, but if they've got any hot takes, I'll be sure to read them out to let you know what they're thinking. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's take a look at what the devs have cooked up for us and whether or not it's going to be able to, how do I say this? Satisfy our hunger. Anyway, happy December to our Age of Empires 4 community. 2025 has been an exciting year for Age 4, filled with updates, patches, and the launch on PS5, as well as the releases of Knights of Cross and Rose and Dynasties of the East. And we can't wait to see you in 2026. Before we start prepping for the new year, however, we wanted to deliver on some important bug fixes and balance changes, many of which impact content newly introduced in Dynasties of the East. This patch brings additional fixes to issues resulting in lost perk points, changes to our ranked map pool, and adjustments to units like the Tughlag, Worker Elephant, and the Healer Elephant. Okay, good. I will just say, I think people have been waiting a really long time for this patch, so it is important that it hits. Let's see whether or not it hits. Season 12, Season's Feast. Okay, this is just like, ooh, seasons, gift boxes, cool. Okay, map pool rotation. What do we got? 1v1. Craters is gone, King of the Hill is in. Okay, good. Like, don't get me wrong, Craters was fun, but it wasn't balanced at all. Some civs just felt way broken there, so that's decent. Golden Heights, Ancient Spires. Dude, Ancient Spires is back. Yo, Abbasid feeling good. Flankwoods is gone. Highview is in. Okay, all right. Roos still kind of happy with that one. And Boulder Bay has been changed to Four Lakes. We saw some good games on Four Lakes. I don't think I casted a single Boulder Bay game, so that's a good thing, right? And already we can see people in the chat. We've got Faye who's saying, "Thank God Flankwoods is gone." And immediately under it, there's a comment from Jet Set saying, "I liked Flankwoods." So you can see there's a bit of division already. Team Ranked map pool has also been updated. Let's take a look at the Crucible. We got bug fixes. Completing Crucible Masteries now unlocks the full amount of perk points rather than only a subset of them. Resolved an issue when completing a mastery and then restarting the match would reset mastery completion, result in perk points not being unlocked. Cloud saves now function as expected for the Crucible, meaning the perk points actually save, because that was the issue. Basically, it would like load up your cloud and it would be like, hey, you've got nothing on the cloud. Cursed boons had a bit of a scary look to them, so we updated their look to a friendly version, all hugs and a minor warning color. Yeah, they were very cursed. Boons. All things being equal and overwhelming charge boons have new unique icon all things being equal and overwhelming charge boons have new unique. Don't say new unique. That's so hard to say. New unique. It's like unique New York. New unique icon variations. While playing in Conqueror mode, Deep Sea Fish will no longer regenerate food. Knights Templar Fortress Trebuchet emplacements no longer count for the upgrade roulette boon. And fixed a rare Fatal Scar error in Crucible when killing enemy waves before they could properly initialize. Fixed Stone by Stone Masonry Mastery, sometimes failing to complete. Fix the missing wall towers in the central lane in Daimyo Dynamics mission. The Crucible Siege Engineer could build Hui Powers that were stronger than intended. They were kind of strong. We've asked him to tone it down a little, and the Hui Powers are now more in line with their skirmish variants. Okay, so they're not viable at all. Don't bother making them. Fixed an issue that prevented the raid buildings objective on Daimyo Dynamics from being completed. This was annoying. You would raid the buildings and kill everything, and they'd be like, yeah, we still need you to raid more buildings. That's nice. Fixed a bug where relic carts were being selected by military selection hotkeys. Okay. They've also changed a whole bunch of the boons. Now, I'm actually going to read through this because I do play Crucible and I do enjoy it. Cache of wood and food increased. This is their level 3 from 3 to 5,000. Wood and food increased from 4 to 8,000. I already felt like they were decent. That's cool. Cache of wood and food 5 are no longer available, so they basically just made the scaling on it better. Cannon fodder no longer has a downside. That was where spearman cost got reduced, but so did their damage. Now it's just... Wait, cannon fodder no longer has a downside. Spearman cost reduction from 75% to 50%. So can we just spam spearman now and they don't do reduced damages? Is that what we're seeing? Because that's cannon fodder just became a god tier boon if that's the case. Golden parachute, because like spearmen are already really good, right? Like heavy spearmen, Knights Templar are just crazy good. And by the way, heavy spearmen do count for spearmen. They get affected by that boost. Golden Parachute Gold Trickle increased from 250 to 300. I mean, the one good thing about Golden Parachute is that, like, you can upgrade it. It's an upgradable, but I still don't know when you'd ever really want to take this. I mean, maybe on maps that you can trade on, it makes sense, right? Like, if you're playing on Daimyo Dynamics, then it kind of makes sense for you to take it here. And then also you start with the Matsuri if you're like Japanese, so that kind of works as well. Anyway, Infinitry effect reduced from 100% health to plus 250 health on kill. I wonder why they did that. Yeah. Not looking at anything in particular, Mr. Scary... What was he? Teutonic Knight? Yeah, the Teutonic Knight. Lighter cavalry additionally increases base damage of cavalry by 2. Panic button duration increased from 20 to 30 seconds. Quality over quantity, damage and health increased from 100% to 150%. I don't think you'd ever still take it. This is the cursed boon that makes it so that you can't build any more units, but the units that you've got have their damage and health increased now by 150%. Still don't know how good that is. Sticks and stones. So that's where you get wooden stone for each unit that dies. It goes from 8 to 10. Okay. Small boosts. And Thorny Economics Villager health increase from 50 to 100. Definitely good. I like the idea of boosting the or like boosting all of the boons. Like the only ones that they've nerfed are the broken ones. Right? Like the only broken one that was in here was Infinitry. They had to nerf that. For anyone who doesn't know, what you would do is you would get a Teutonic Knight. And remember that every time a Teutonic Knight kills a unit, it gets a boost to its damage and it gets a boost to its health. So what you do is you get one Teutonic Knight and you'd really micro it and make sure it's always getting the last hits on units. And then you'd get the Infinitry bonus. And basically what would happen is every time it would get a kill, it would heal to 100% health. And so what it would mean is that you could have a Teutonic Knight that would get to like 10,000 health and would have 2,000 damage. And because it's got so much damage, it's one-shotting every unit that it attacks. So it immediately heals back to full health. And what's its health? 10,000 health. And it would just keep going. And it would just keep going. And you'd basically get these games where you'd have one Teutonic Knight in every single lane. And it would just absolutely destroy everything. Anyway, there you go. Gameplay. Visual improvements. Improved assistant of the first hill water visuals. Very cool. Very cool. AI update. AI play will now train units from Imperial Age landmarks when playing as the Golden Horde. Golden Horde AI will now use stone armies to produce more than just the Karash. And AI player will now train units from Imperial landmarks for Macedonian Civ. Okay, good changes. UX and UI. The VPS can now construct stockyards when playing as the Golden Horde on console. Very good. Maps. Map-specific changes and fixes. Changes to dungeon. Balance and bug fixes. Okay, here we go. Meat and potatoes of any patch. Ongoing stability fixes to resolve a crash related to physics when aging up right after damaging a building. Okay. Fix an issue. We're sending a gather command and an ability in the same game tick would not register the gather... Hold on. Fixed an issue. We're sending a gather command and an ability command in the same game tick. Okay, this would cause the villager to return to the wrong location when returning to work. I swear to God, this has happened to me so many times. I don't know whether it's the one that I've been like reporting and it still exists, but anyway. Placing a building... As the game is paused, will no longer cause the stamp to be removed with no refund given. All cav units are now stunned by palings. They weren't before. Okay. Palings is obviously the English longbow special ability. Fixed an issue where select idle hotkeys were selecting units in combat from idle aggression. That was annoying. That was so annoying, dude. I'm trying to cycle through all of my units that are idle. My idle military units, and it's giving me ones in the middle of the combat. I'm like, what the hell? Get out of here. Military units in hold position mode are no longer selected by idle military hotkeys. Very nice. Civilizations that cannot gather from ball will no longer destroy the corpse after killing it. Oh, they finally did it. The corpse will now remain gatherable for all civilizations that are allowed to gather. Good. God, I hated this mechanic, dude. This was so stupid. The fact that you could just kill a boar and deny it completely from your opponent. It's like, you know, just because you're not allowed to eat the boar doesn't mean I shouldn't be allowed to eat the boar. Like, come on. This isn't a public school in the United Kingdom. Anyway, sorry. Fixed an issue causing deer to continue... Excuse me. Fixed an issue causing deer to continue to lose food over time if the scout that was carrying them was killed. That's interesting. Fixed an issue where unit idle combat scan range did not match attack move scan ranged. This will result in units at maximum range no longer being able to attack or to continue attacking when entering hold position. Fixed a bug where converting a villager did not always convert it to the correct civilization type. Fixed an issue where siege carts would sometimes become invisible. Fixed a rare crash in full moon game mode that appeared when the werewolves returned to their passive behavior. I never played this game mode. Fixed a rare crash in blockade at Lumen Shan that can occur when destroying the blockade. Okay. Civ bug fixes. Here we go. All civilizations. Corrected a visual bug where the tier 3 Delhi Sultanate, Abbasid Dynasty, and Ayyubid spearmen using Tughlag Dynasty's improved spearman weapon. Hey, can you fix the Rus spearman as well? It's not using a spear. Disabled Mongols and Golden Hordes. I know. It's intentional. I'm just joshing with you. Disable the Mongols and the Golden Horde gaining stone when mining the meteorite. Okay, well, now that you've done that, you might as well just throw it back in. So throw that map back in. What was the map? Sorry. Excuse me. The map is... I got it. Craters. I was thinking something else. Craters. Fix an issue. Oh my god, look at the fixes for the Golden Horde. We're not going to go... Okay, I'm not going through all of these. I'm not going through all of these fixes. For the Golden Horde specifically. The Japanese. The Macedonian. If you want to actually read through all of these, you can either A, pause the video, or B, check in the description. There'll be a link to these match notes. I'm not going to go through all of these because otherwise we'd be here all day and we'd just be going like, oh, okay, oh, okay, oh, okay, oh, okay. Whereas like here, we've got Civ-specific balance changes, and that's what matters. Abbasid Dynasty. Preservation of knowledge upgrade no longer reduces the naval arrow slit emplacement cost, which makes sense. It shouldn't. Byzantines. Oh. Did anybody say Dromon buff? Dromon buff in the house. Move speed slightly improved. Not bad. Damage slightly improved. 6 to 7. Keep in mind that it's like peeling out a lot. Added +3 bonus damage versus incendiary ships. I like it. And ranged armor increased from 3 to 4. Actually, there is something that I will check under the Golden Horde. Fixed a bug where... No. Torgood? No. Fixed issues, Khan and Torgood. Fix the Kipchak Archer and the Rus tributes not getting the... Nope, that's not it. I'm looking for a fix to the Kipchak Archer. Did they not fix the Kipchak... fix the production speed of the Kipchak Archer stone armies not being faster? Production time reduced from 48 to 24 seconds? Remove the unintentional area damage from the Kipchak Archer triple shot upgrade. Okay, it's gone. Okay, they fixed it. I mean, of course they would have fixed it, right? Like, that was the most broken thing that you've ever seen. That means that Golden Horde will actually... We will enable Golden Horde now in Outback Octagon. So that is a good thing. Okay, so Byzantine, upgrade to the Dromon. I mean, you so rarely see the Dromon used that, yes, good. This is a great change. Anything we can... Any time that you can see a civilization get its uniques buffed is a good thing, right? Like, you want them to be using their unique aspects. Delhi Sultanate. War Elephant health, yo. Reduced from 850 to 800. Sorry, Delhi. You're too strong. Golden Horde. Look at that guy. Look at that Chad. Gur cost reduced from 75 to 50 wood. They buffed the Golden Horde? Really? No, we're not going to lead with that. Castle and Imperial Age upgrade production times reduced to match the Feudal Age time of 110 seconds. They're buffing the Golden Horde? This makes sense, right? Because you can't move the Gur. So, like, yeah, it felt terrible paying 75 for literally, like, everything. Kipchak Archer triple shot, additional arrow damage from 50% to 30%, and the damage reduction now also affects the bleed damage applied from the additional arrows. Okay. All right, maybe the Kipchak Archer is balanced again. So, well, I say balanced again. It was never balanced. Maybe it's balanced now. Stone Armies. Stone Armies Torgood discount reduced from 50% to 20%. Okay, good. How about, like, the time that it takes to train them? Production time increased. 60, 40, 20. 60, 45, 35. So basically they'll take almost twice as long now, and the cost is significantly more expensive. So you should still have the ability to do the strategy of, like, going fast imp and spamming Torgood. It's just that you're probably going to need to make a pit stop in Castle Age next time. They've also reduced the cost of the Keshik. Keshik cost reduced from 220 stone to 130 stone? Oh, it's Stone Armies. It's Stone Armies. I was going to say, like, why are they... Okay, now it makes sense because it's Stone Armies. And then Torgood health reduced 240, 280, 320, 220, 260, 300. This is not bad. This is reasonable. Torgood was already very good. Torgood damage reduced. Ooh. They are... I mean, because you get the bonus as well from the Badu Khan. We'll allow it. We'll allow it. And increased supplies no longer applies to the Golden Tent. Okay. So overall, like, they get a mix. Definitely they get, like, some minor buffs here. The Gur buff definitely helps. This also helps a bit. I don't know what the Kipchak is going to feel like without the AoE. That's the other thing to remember. Like, you're in no man's land here. So, like, nerfing the Kipchak even further after what we saw, like, it's so hard to complain about the Kipchak when you know it's bugged, right? If it wasn't bugged, then yeah, we've got a baseline. But here we don't. Stone armies rather, I should say. I mean, and also stone armies, why not? This all makes perfect sense. Trebuchet only produced a single unit, and the cost changed from 250 stone to 200 stone. Interesting. Okay. So I think all of this probably addresses the Golden Horde. I think this is fine. I think that's going to be okay. Okay, next up, House of Lancaster. How do they nerf House of Lancaster? Because this civilization is disgusting. Like, I'm sorry, but that game that we saw was at Puppy Paw, playing House of Lancaster, who's like simultaneously going 2 TC, making an entire army, going castle at the same time. It's like, you've got so many resources, bro. Stop. Okay, Lord of Lancaster. They've nerfed the Lord itself. So the feudal age health has been reduced from 220 to 200, damage reduced 16 to 14. These are big numbers. And castle age and imperial age as well. The main one is the feudal age health and damage. That's good. Lancaster Castle no longer spawns additional units per mana. Instead, cost of the levies are now reduced by 50 for each active mana. Ah. Interesting. So you just get a giant blob of units now. Oh, here we go. Muster the Nobles. Cost change to 250, 250. Now spawns 4 Demi-Lancers. Shire Levy now spawns 10 Yeomen. Exact Militia Program now spawns 9 Demi-Lancers, 9 Yeomen, and 9 Earl's Guard. Didn't say how much. Oh, it still probably cost the same. This was 600, 600, wasn't it? I don't know if you're going to see players go for Lancaster Castle. Maybe? I don't know. Demi-Lancers aren't that good, man. Like, I'll be honest. I don't think this is enough. Like, don't get me wrong. Lords have been nerfed. But I feel like you probably needed to hit manas, dude. Like, manas are crazy. Like, maybe even just a slight increase. No, I don't even know how you nerf manas, dude. We'll see how they go. I don't know. Chat, what do you feel like? Did they nerf House of Lancaster enough? I feel like they got Golden Horde right. But House of Lancaster, I feel like they're still going to be powerful as they've always been. Someone in the chat saying they nerfed the landmark that no one was building. Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? Because it just spawns 4 Demi-Lancers. Add Branko in the chat saying, Menas are the Civ's identity. They don't want to nerf them to a point where people don't go for them. That's also true, right? You don't want a classic case. I always reference it, that game that we saw Casper play in a tournament where he played Ottomans and he just never made military schools. And he just played the civilization like a normal Civ. It's like, you don't want that. Like, you want people to... You want people to be using the Civ's... the unique bonuses. Some more people chiming in saying not enough. Yeah. Okay, Japanese increase the food cost of the Yumi Ashigaru from 25 to 30. It's a small little change. I guess it will add up over time. We've obviously recognized it's a pretty strong unit. It needs a little bit of a nerf. We've got the Macedonian dynasty. Okay, nerfs for the Macedonians. Radari movement speed reduced from 175 to 17. Definitely smart. Like, come on. This unit, it's a knight, right? We've also got the Droman. Or Dramon. Which got the same buffs as before. So nothing really changes here. So Radari's still going to be very good. Overall, I think that makes sense. Like, I mean, I kind of expected a little bit of a buff to the Macedonians, to be honest. Maybe in their landmarks. Malians. Fulani Corral. I think it's called the Grand Fulani Corral. Or maybe it's called the Big Cow Landmark, depending on where you come from. Fulani Corral food generation per cattle reduced from 20 to 18. It's small, it's subtle, but it works. We'll see. I like that they're just going for like single changes on some of these civs. Rus hunting cabin cost decreased from 100 to 75 wood. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the balance of the Rus is right now. Actually, they're not that bad, are they? I need to watch more EGC TV. Because I don't know where they stand. Sengoku Daimyo, I'm expecting nerfs here. They have to nerf. Like, this has got to be massive nerfs, right? Increase the food cost of Yumi Ashigaru 25 to 30. Okay, good. Daimyo estate base cost reduced from 150 to 125. Okay. I mean, to be honest, that's actually a fair point. Because this is one of those things where it's like it's a unique component of the civilization, and it's one of those things that you can kind of forget about if you want to. Yatai no longer cost population. Bro, they buffing Sengoku? Removed Shinobi health and damage scaling. Oh. Okay. Shinobi ambush cooldown increased from 90 seconds to 120. Shinobi jet duration reduced from 90 to 45 seconds. Shinobi grenade movement slow from 30 to 25. And grenade target increased damage taken effect reduced from 50 to 40%. Okay. Okay. I mean, all you've done is you've just buffed up their early game. The Yatai no longer cost population, so it means I don't have to go for an early house. Though you probably should. Daimyo estate is nice. I mean, the Yumi Ashigaru hurts as well. But the real thing that they hit, and the real thing that matters, is the damage to the Shinobi. Shinobi was so powerful once you hit Castle Age. Even in Feudal Age, they were annoying. You had to respect them. You couldn't ignore them. If you had Shinobi attacking Vills on a gold vein, you had to evacuate, right? Like, they were giving you free value straight away. Whereas now, I think the idea is that with the fact that they don't get increased health and damage scaling in Castle and Imperial, they're very much that auxiliary unit. It's not about using them as like... Because we saw people using them as like the main way to attack. We would see people attack with like mounted samurai, and then they would pop those shinobi in the base of the enemy. And what can you do? They just, 6 of them just pop out and start throwing grenades and like one-shotting villages. So they became part of the front line. And you don't want that. You want them to be that support unit. You want to try and take advantage of their slow. You want to take advantage of their increased target damage. That's what you want to take advantage of. And I think that this is definitely the right call from the devs when it comes to how they handle Sengoku Daimyo and the balance of this civ specifically. So this is definitely like I think all of these changes are correct. I also like the Yatai no longer cost population because it felt very bad like training an early Yatai and being like, I'm squeezing. Okay, Tughlag. Hopefully this civ gets buffed, but they nerfed the healer elephants. Okay, healer elephant mounted imam healing reduced from 7 to 5 health per second. So keep in mind that, so that's 14 down to 10. Healer elephant health reduced from 450 to 400. Elite healer elephant upgrade armor reduced from 3.4 to 2.3. So big nerfs immediately to the healer elephant. Is this going to be enough? Well, what does this nerf? This nerfs the healer elephant themselves in the sense that it reduces their health. Imperial Age we don't really care that much about. But it also reduces the healing that you're doing to other units as well. So it still keeps the strategy viable, but it just doesn't make it as absolutely amazing as it was before. Because it was crazy good before. Worker Elephant no longer receives blacksmith upgrades. Good. Worker Elephant no longer captures from outside vision range. Okay. Can we reduce the vision range of the Worker Elephant to 3? Please? These are very good changes. I like the fact that it no longer captures sheep from outside vision range. That's a good change. That's actually a really good change. It's much better than like reducing the movement speed or reducing their line of sight. And also, yeah, I think this is a good change. War Elephant health reduced from 850 to 800. Raider Elephant cost reduced from 200 food, 40 wood to 180 food. 40 wood? Okay. Tower of Victory bonus increased from 15 to 20%. Keep in mind it only affects elephants, so it's not that huge. Tughlag fort cost decreased from 425 to 400. Tier 1 cost... Oh, that's big! Tier 1 cost reduced from 350 to 275, and Tier 2 from 350 to 300. Can we just do some quick calculations right now? If I go for a second TC, that's 350. Plus 1 Tughlag fort, 400, so I'm at 750. Plus 1 upgrade, I'm at 1025. I've almost got enough for it. I've almost got enough for it. You know what? I think you would have enough because of the 5% bonus that you get. I'm going to have to double check it, but I think you might have enough to do off a single stone vein or stone outcropping. I think you may have the money or the stone to do the second TC One Tughlag fort with 2 levels of upgrades. I think you can do it. We'll have to double check. Emir warriors can no longer be converted by monks, and the governor of Uch no longer reduces naval arrow slip emplacement cost. Okay. I think these are great changes. You reduce the power of the healer elephant. You increase the viability of the Tughlag fort. And like that's been the problem. We've seen games, like as I said, like we always go back to that Casper game where he didn't make military schools as the Ottomans. We saw a Tughlag dynasty game where where players didn't make the Tughlag fort at all. I think it was a Marine Lord game. And so the fact that they're reducing the cost of it, reduce that time that it takes to invest, I'm curious if this makes them more of a defensive civilization though because of this. But I like these changes. I think this definitely works. I'd honestly love to see this even come down more. Like, reduce this more, increase this more if you have to. But, like, yeah. Ongoing. Okay. So, first and foremost, let's talk about this patch. Does it address everything? I think this addresses everything. It addresses the big things, maybe with the exception of, like, the House of Lancaster Manor. But as we've already talked about, that's obviously their identity. We'll see how they go with the Lord of Lancaster being nerfed. But we might need something else. All the bug Kipchak is gone. The bugged, I mean, it wasn't really bugged, the Torgood, it was just broken, has been addressed. I think this is pretty much everything, right? Like, we don't see nerfs to the Chinese. That's one interesting thing. And the Chinese are very strong. You kind of expected that to happen. So that's one thing that's missing. But, like, don't get me wrong, that's fine by me. Let's talk about the ongoing, what else they've got. Investigation. With this patch, we finished rolling out some fixes for issues that resulted in lost or decreased perk point rewards, especially related to masteries. While this should no longer occur moving forward, the team is looking partially restore perk points from masteries in the new year. Interesting. So maybe if you've lost it, you might get it back. The reports continue being crucial. What's on the horizon coming up? We hope you enjoy this latest patch, and rest assured that we'll be watching for your feedback as we head into the holiday season and prep for New Year. We'd also recommend keeping an eye out on the ageofempires.com news and social channels, as we'll be sharing on what's more to come for Age of Empires 4 very soon. Hint, it's exciting. They always say that, don't they? I mean, if we were to talk about what's next for Age of Empires 4, don't get me wrong, we've just had our most recent expansion pack with how many civs did we get? 4 variants? There's the potential that we could potentially have more on the horizon. Is there a world where we get another expansion pack? A new DLC, maybe? It could be the case. You know, I've still got my theories. I don't want to spread them too wide. We're not talking about aliens here, but maybe the prospect of Age of Empires 5. Just, you know, as the guy who successfully predicted Age of Empires 4 long before it was announced, I will say right now, I suspect there could be something in the works, but we'll leave it there. We can see Cascade in the chat saying, new full civ or 2 co-op Crucible and mutators in Crucible co-op. Thank you very much. I agree, Cascade. I would love that. You know what I would love to see? And I think this is something that's been talked about before. I would love to see co-op Crucible, definitely. Mutators in Crucible and co-op, obviously. So what's a mutator? A mutator is where every week or like 2 weeks, they will change the way that co-op or that the Crucible plays and the units in there specifically. So they might have like a frenzy mutator, and the frenzy mutator will increase the movement speed of all of the attacking units. Or they might have like a poison mutator, and it makes all of the units have a like the poison arrow from the Malians, or a you could do so many different mutators. But basically what that does is it makes it difficult to always do the same thing and always have the same strat that you do, because you're getting variations on the bonuses that are coming against you or that are up against you. And you can also do like positive mutators where they affect you. Then on top of that, I would love to see like basically just copy what StarCraft 2 did. Literally just do what StarCraft 2 did. Like, you know, Joan of Arc for Jeanne d'Arc. Literally just do that. But imagine this, okay? Like, let's say you go into Age of Empires 4, you go into Crucible. Can I do it? Hold on. Give me a sec here. You go into Age of Empires 4, you go into the Crucible, okay? You pick your favorite, so we're gonna go Forest Lords here. What's the difficulty? We're on Absurd here, okay? And you'd pick all of these settings, you'd pick your perks, and then you'd click this next screen. It would take you to your hero screen. And basically, you could pick between whichever hero you like. And then now not only are you getting experience and perks to play within the Crucible, but you're also leveling up a hero as well. And that hero would be just like Joan of Arc. And that is such a good idea for like longevity. And then of course, on top of that, you would sell skins for your heroes. Now, I'm not saying do loot boxes, but I am saying like make it so that Joan of Arc can have different skins. I hear you, Major Foley. I hear you saying, no, oh God, no, Drongo, that's enough. You got to understand, right? At the end of the day, the game that you're playing, despite how much you love it, is a business. And the way that you get them to make more content for your game is by looking at it and going, hey, this is making us lots of money. Like, we live in a capitalist society. At the end of the day, it's not a society that's just like, we make things because we enjoy them. No! It's capitalism, baby. Don't get me wrong. I would, if there were skins, I would not like them to go down the route of Fortnite, where they've got like fluffy bunny skins. They need to be accurate. It could even just be stuff like, as I've suggested before, like different colored weapons. But anyway, that's my thinking behind it. That's how I'd like it. The main thing for me, I want to see them have way more in the way of monetization for Age of Empires 4. And I know that like people are going to jump up and down and say, that's terrible. I don't want to spend money on this game. You don't have to. That's the great part. You don't have to. You don't have to buy a skin. You don't have to buy a hero. You'll unlock it naturally eventually. But if you can spend money on a game, it's going to give the developers more incentive to invest in the game and give it more content as well. That's my take. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit hot. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. And of course, there'll be plenty more Outback Octagon action coming up soon. So be sure to tune into that. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.